Hello. How's it going? This is going to be a little different style of video today. This is going to be more like a podcast style video, and I'm just going to throw in some clips that I've been filming over the past month or so to give you some visual appeal. But basically, I just wanted to make this video as a big ol' update on what's going on with me, what's going on with my health and my life. Basically, I'm going to be talking to you like you're my best friend, possibly my therapist. But basically, I'm just doing this to give you guys an update because I haven't been posting consistently in a little bit, and that's because of several reasons. Personal reasons, and there's just been a lot going on. So here's the video of me just giving you an update. One of the biggest things is I moved. I was living in the city for almost 10 years. I moved out of my parents' place in like 2013 and went to college in the city and just kind of stayed there. Luckily, I work majority of the time remotely, so it's not a huge deal, and I don't have to like commute every day or anything like that. So thankfully I am able to work from pretty much wherever, which is nice. But yeah, I moved and I was living with my partner. I was with my partner for about 4.5 years. And we decided to end things and go our separate ways. And I'm not really going to go into too much detail about that because, it's just kind of personal. But I did want to touch on it because, it was a really big part of my life. And he meant a lot to me. And our relationship meant a lot to me. And we grew a lot together, and I'm very thankful for him. And I know that it was a good decision for us, and that doesn't mean that it wasn't hard, but just knowing, really knowing that I'm doing the right thing for myself has made the transition a little bit easier, but I don't want to minimize how big of a change that it was, because some of you can probably relate to this when you're spending every single day with someone, when you're living with someone. Obviously they're a huge part of your life, and then all of a sudden it's completely changed and completely different. And I'm doing okay, considering, but yeah, that's just kind of what's happening in my personal life, like just the fact that I moved, and I'm just kind of recharging and, getting to know myself again, really, because when you're in a relationship, you obviously put someone else first a lot of the time, and so now I'm putting myself first 100% of the time, and it's been really good for me, honestly. And yeah, just wanted to mention that because, it's a big part of my life that's happening, and a big shift as well. But health-wise, if you've been following my journey here on YouTube, I obviously post a lot of videos on my health, and for the past, I don't know, however long it's been, maybe like 10 months now, that I've been working with a nutritionist to help heal my leaky gut. I had candida overgrowth, and then I found out I had a leaky gut, and tons of other different things as well. But really my main focus the past almost year now has been healing my leaky gut. And I've been working with a nutritionist who has been absolutely amazing. And we've done several protocols together, and she's just been a really big help in my health journey, and I've learned so much from her about diet and lifestyle and how to balance things, and it's just been a huge learning experiment for me the past not only year, but I mean I've been on this like health journey and discovery since like 2019, so it's definitely been a while, and I'm still learning new things every single week. It's like there's just so much information out there, especially on your gut microbiome and like how to have a healthy, balanced lifestyle, and just there's just so many layers in it all, and just so much to learn. But I have been focusing mainly on healing my leaky gut, and I did another GI map stool test a few weeks ago, and I did record it. I recorded kind of my experience with it. I may or may not post that video, but basically me and my nutritionist wanted to do the stool test again to see the zonulin levels, because if you have high zonulin levels, that indicates that you have leaky gut. And so my zonulin levels the first time, I think it was like 100 and something, 106. It was like slightly elevated, but it did indicate that it was there. And I did the stool test again, and my levels it was like at 30 something. So I no longer have leaky gut. I was extremely, extremely happy when I found that out. I'm still really happy and like super proud of myself, because I worked so hard to get it down to a normal level, and to no longer have it. I definitely sacrificed a lot, and I was restricted a lot. You know, it definitely affects your life when you're focusing on healing your gut, in my experience anyways. But just to know that it was all worth it, to see that number down, and to just like know that I healed my leaky gut, it was honestly a really amazing moment, because I found out, you know, during the time when I was moving, and just a lot was happening in my life, and so it just really made me so like proud of myself that I accomplished that. And yeah, I just definitely wanted to share that with you guys. I may or may not share my experience with the stool testing, but when I got back all that information, there were also some negative things as well. There was different bacteria in my body that wasn't there when I first tested it. Luckily, I didn't have any candida or parasites or anything like too crazy like that. But my levels of H. pylori were slightly elevated, which before they weren't there at all. And it was nothing crazy, but also there was some different levels of bacteria that were high, some were low, and yeah, it was slightly different than the first time. Definitely some improvements, don't get me wrong. There was a lot of improvements, but it definitely indicated that I still had some more work to do, which is fine. You know, I definitely think that this is, you know, this healing journey is an ongoing thing, and something that I'll probably always have to be in tune with and be aware of, and I'm okay with that, you know. And I also started to see a functional medicine doctor. She ran a lot of blood work on me, because I haven't gotten my blood work done in a while. She tested my hormones, because I got off the birth control pill, a little over a year ago, and I've never gotten my hormones tested. So for the most part, everything came back normal, and which was amazing. And it was really good to see those kind of results with the blood work. There were definitely some things that I needed to work on. I think like my omega-3s, something to do with my thyroid. She wasn't too concerned with it, but she did suggested I start taking this supplement just to get those levels a little bit higher with my thyroid. And something else she also suggested, because I was expressing to her that I was still experiencing some bloating and some fatigue, and she suggested that I do a SIBO test. And if you don't know what SIBO is, it stands for small intestinal bacteria overgrowth. And it's something that I have known about, but I've never tested for. Because honestly, I was scared. Because everything that I've heard about SIBO is that it's extremely hard to get rid of. And, you know, it can cause so many different symptoms. And it's just like really hard to get rid of, basically. And I've never tested for it. And so when I was telling her about my symptoms, she was like, well, let's go ahead and do the breath test and just see if you have SIBO or not. So I did the breath test, also filmed that as well. I don't know if I'm going to post it or not. I got the results back and I have SIBO. And there's 2 different kinds of SIBO. I have both kinds. And the numbers aren't crazy or anything. My nutritionist even said, you know, that she's seen the numbers way worse and I shouldn't have a problem getting rid of it, especially like since I already live such a healthy lifestyle. It shouldn't be that difficult. And she's seen numbers that are way worse. So it was comforting to hear her say that. And, you know, when me and my functional medicine doctor were going over everything, she was saying, you know, you could either take antibiotics or we could go this herbal natural route, depending on how bad your symptoms are. And my symptoms aren't that bad, if I'm being honest. Like, I experience some bloating. I don't have crazy, like, digestive issues other than that. I mean, the bloating is very annoying, don't get me wrong. But as far as, like, IBS related symptoms, like, I don't really have that. My bowel movements are prime. I don't really have an issue with that. I mean, every once in a while it gets a little weird, but for the most part, like, I don't have any issues like that. So since she was looking over my stool test and the SIBO test, she was like, let's get the H. pylori gone. Let's focus on that first. And then we can go back and do more herbal supplements and get rid of the SIBO, as well as like going on a SIBO diet, which from my understanding is basically like low FODMAP, which I've never done low FODMAP. So if any one of you have done it or experienced anything like that, let me know how your experience is with that. And, you know, I'm definitely going to be doing that for a while, low FODMAP. So, yeah, I was telling her that I have a trip planned in September to go to Europe. And I don't really want to be restricted that much when I go there. I don't want to be on this huge supplement routine when I go there. Like, I just want to be able to enjoy my time in Europe when I'm there. And she, like, totally agreed with me and said, yes, of course, like, you need to enjoy your time and have fun and not worry about, like, taking supplements and all this. She was like, so I'm going to put you on this, like, 3-week protocol with these supplements and do a low FODMAP diet and see where you are in 3 weeks. So that's where I am right now. I'm doing that. And then I'm going to go to Europe. And when I come back from Europe, I think that's when we'll be a little bit more serious about getting rid of the SIBO. Because right now, like I said, we're focusing on getting my bacterial levels at a good place, basically. And other things like my thyroid levels and stuff like that. So that's what we're focusing on right now, as well as doing the low FODMAP diet. And honestly, I really don't know that much about it. I'm learning about it right now. And I feel like I haven't made a video because when I make videos, like, I like to give you guys answers and I like to know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about it, And there's just been so many things where I've been unsure of and I don't have the answers to, and I don't like that. Like, I like knowing things. I want to know the answers. I want to know the process and everything. And I've just felt like I don't know the answers and I don't know the process and I don't know how long it's going to take or anything like that. It's just, I feel kind of confused and exhausted, honestly. The past few years have just been exhausting, I feel like, because not only have we been going through like a pandemic and a huge shift in the world, I've been trying to get rid of, candida and leaky gut and just heal and learn, and it's just a lot, mentally and physically. It's a lot, and so I'm really, really taking the time now to just reset and recharge and just get to know myself again and figure out the best way for me to have a healthy, balanced lifestyle and also work on healing my gut at the same time. And I mean, it hasn't been a super easy process for me. And I don't like coming on here and like complaining, but I feel like it's important to share the process of like trying to heal your gut and share the process of learning new things about it, because so many times I see people sharing like how they healed certain things, or their life after they healed certain things, instead of the journey to healing, whatever it is, and I want to be able to share the journey and the good parts, the bad parts. I just want to be able to share everything. And I mean, my functional medicine doctor, I was telling her about my relationship with food and how much it's changed. And she was like, oh, it sounds like you have this eating disorder. And the eating disorder was called orthorexia. I don't know if I have orthorexia like in an extreme way, but I definitely feel like I had to focus so much on eating a certain way that it kind of made me develop this bad relationship with food. And so right now, like, I was just now trying to incorporate new things in my life, like new foods like rice and oats and stuff that I've cut out for so long, and just started to figure out how to have a balance with that. And then I found out I had SIBO, and I'm like, great, now I have to go through a whole nother protocol, a whole nother like restriction, and just all these new things. It's different than what I've done in the past, and it's a lot, and I don't want to come on here and be negative about it. Like, I just want to be honest. It's a lot. And the reason why I'm doing all of this and doing all the testing and trying to heal my gut is because I want to live a long, healthy life with no disease. Like, I don't want to have cancer. I don't want to have Alzheimer's. I don't want to have anything like that. And from my understanding, from the books I've read, the research I've done, it all stems from your gut. Obviously, there's different factors, genetically and other things as well. But from my understanding, a lot of it has to do with what's going on in your gut. And so I want to be the healthiest version of myself, and therefore I want to heal my gut completely so I can do that. And so I got this book. It's called Healing SIBO. I haven't read it yet, but I'll let you guys know how it is. But I'm going to read that and just do more research right now about SIBO and share it with you guys. And hopefully you will enjoy watching and, follow me along on this journey. Maybe some of you actually have SIBO or have heard of it, or I don't know, I just want to share my experience with you. Maybe you can relate to me. And yeah, I just want to share this because if you're out there and you're having gut issues, you're not alone, and we're in this together, baby. We're we're figuring it out together. And there's just so much that's, research being done. There's just so much, and everyone's so different too. So I'm going to really try to find out what works for me, and I will share that. I will share what I'm eating, supplements I'm taking, everything like that. And I hope that you will follow along and be with me on this journey that I'm about to go on. But I definitely want to be posting more consistently now that I feel like I got I got all the updates out there and expressed them to you. Now I feel like you're all caught up on my life and where I am. So now I feel more comfortable like sharing more everyday things. Anyways, I just wanted to give you guys an update. Thanks for watching. Give it a like if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe. I will see you in my next video. Bye!